Waziri wa Kilimo Mwangi Kiunjuri anahojiwa na kamati ya Bunge kuhusu sakata ya mahindi ambayo imezidi kuzua gumzo humu nchini. Enokusikolia anafuatilia taarifa hiyo. Hebu tusikize yanayoendelea.
Crops, we are coming up with a comprehensive program we can see so that we can be able to see what we can achieve in the next 3-4 years that are tenable. If, for example, you look at livestock, what can we be able to do that can be seen, something that you can touch in the next 4 years? Is it about certain diseases that we have to eradicate completely, and we ensure that we have enough resources to eradicate those diseases? Is it revitalization of a Kenya Meat Commission and opening markets for the livestock market? If you come at the issues of rage rat, can we be able to rehabilitate the rage rats? And therefore, we have all these areas that we shall take you through for you to appreciate, and we need your additional information.
Thank you. Thank you, CS. Would I allow now finally to wind up this with Honorable Silas?
Thank you, Chair. CS, thank you for at least trying to answer, but I would expected you to be very precise. But you are going round and round. But anyway, I can see the chair has also helped you there. Thank you very much. Anyway, what I only wanted to add is that you said that by 2025, you will have half the poverty. And going at this pace, if it has already taken you, if it has taken 15 years just to implement the Maputo Declaration, and we are still having a lot of teething problems. Honestly, I think we would also be working with timelines if we want to achieve whatever we want to achieve. Even if we have to achieve the big four, we need to be working with timelines. Because you see, we cannot talk about something that has been there. Kenya has been a signatory of this treaty for the past 15 years, and we are still saying we are not there. The other thing also I wanted to raise is that you talked of 6%. I would want you to support how you have arrived at the 6%. And give us, because you've actually clearly said that the ministry, or rather the national part of agriculture, deals with policy, which we all know. So we want to know what happens with all the money that comes to the ministry. How is it used? And if indeed any money goes to the county, furnish us with the amounts for each particular county and what they have done with that money. So that we should not be hitting on you and maybe the problem is elsewhere. So it would be good to also give this committee all those details, all those information in detail, so that we are able to follow. And I'll still insist that let us work on timelines. Let us work and say that if indeed maybe the next 1 week or so we have that information. Because this committee has felt that it is either undermined or people don't take it seriously. And why I think if we have to improve, because agriculture is the backbone of this economy, of Kenya's economy, I don't understand why it is so difficult for you to give us information and say the challenge is here. I have been listening to you, and you don't want to commit yourself. Of course, maybe you want to talk to your colleague, finance. If the problem is finance, tell us indirectly that my problem is finance. The treasury is not giving us or is not meeting. Give us the correspondence that you've been communicating with Treasury and things are not moving, so that we know where the problem is. Because we also want to be seen by Kenyans that we are working, so that we don't look like we are just going around in circles. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Silas, for that very, very important question. However, just to clarify that the CS cannot go and demand from the county government how they use the budget which is allocated through the CECs for agriculture, but he will be able to give. He doesn't have the jurisdiction to. I think that is the work of the Senate. They can be able to probe the details of the money that is given to the counties and how much of that is given to the CEC for agriculture and what he does with that money. And so thank you very much. CS,
with information,
yes.
There's one area that you addressed that is very important.
Okay.
On the monies that have been allocated and going to the counties, if I can inform you, for example, you look at the projects, the programs that you are running, the 16 of them, you realize that they are being implemented by the county government. Okay. For us, we are just a conveyor belt. And it is important even for members of parliament to understand what is happening on the ground, so that they can know what the national government is doing and what the county government is doing. And with that shared information, it will also empower you as members of parliament, so that on issues of accountability, you'll be able to say, yes, there is a program running here in my constituency, and this is a national government project and not a county government project. So if that question, you can be able to give details,
yes,
we can share that information with you so that you are also aware. Because sometimes Kenyans will think that the national government is doing nothing, and are not knowing that there are a lot of funds that are channeled through the county government.
Thank you very much, Honorable CS. Now we come to, honorable members, we come to the big question. The big question is on the highlight of audit findings of the stock verification of the maize supplies by farmers to the National Cereals and Produce Board depots within the Republic of Kenya during the financial year 2017-2018. CS, this report was sent to us on the 20. We had in our subsequent sittings, we had asked you to furnish us with the status report, the inventory of all maize that are in the NCPB stores across the country, and we have a report from the internal audit, which is not very specific. To be sincere, it is not very specific, because this does not it is not as alarming as what now we hear in the news about the 60% of the maize that are in the National Cereals and Produce Board countrywide are not fit for human consumption. What we have here is about maize worth 21 million shillings, which are as a result of the under-deliveries. But this does not show us how much of the stocks that are kept in the NCPB stores are actually not fit for human consumption. We are told 60% of this maize across the country cannot be milled. Number two, what do you want to do with this stock? As the farmers currently are complaining that they are not, NCPB is not receiving maize from the farmers. When are you going to dispose of this, what now you term as toxic maize, which are contaminated with aflatoxin? Number three, you are able to fix the price of maize currently at 2,300 shillings. We want to know, as a committee, what rationale did you use to come up with Kenya shillings 2,300 per bag of 90 kilo bag of maize fixed by the Strategic Food Reserve body? Because previously it was 3,200, and we want to know why not 3,200 previously given price. Why should it be 2,300?
Chair, can we get the copies of the report so that we can be reading from the same script?
Yes, Honorable.
I don't know, Chair, whether the Honorable CS should respond first to your query, or we.
Yeah, let him respond to this. Very important, because it's a matter of national interest at the moment. That we need also as a committee to be able to be in tandem with. Honorable CS, proceed.
Mr. Chairman, on the issue of the audit report, as you have noted, this audit report was of the 29th of June 2018. It is can be relied on, but now partially, because the status as they are today might have changed one way or the other. But one thing that is constant about it is that the verification that was done about the amounts of maize in stocks are still the same that we have. Nothing has changed. And therefore, the maize that was received, then we are still firmly, we can firmly confirm that these are the stocks that we have to date. On the issues of payment, as per that time, it is true we had gotten maize from farmers worth 11 billion, 603 million, almost the same figure starts. On the issue of what they could not account for, then the 21 million, it still starts as we add explanation on the 21.
No, it's valued at 21 million shillings.
Yes.
The discrepancy.
Yeah.
Physical stock vis-a-vis what was supplied, what was said to have been supplied through an invoice. That's the difference.
Yes.
1 million.
So the audit report as it is, in terms of figures, it is still same report that we can be able to refer today. But when, and we can be able to explain later if the questions comes up, because figures have changed in terms of now what we had paid by then and what has been paid to date. But about what we paid, we purchased, that one remains constant. On the issue of whether we have paid more farmers by now, that one I can explain what we have done to this far. About the stocks we have and the issues of whether they are fit for human consumption or not. That question also dominated the Senate because they are the ones who called in KEBS to go out and carry investigation and tell of the suitability of the maize we have in stocks, in our stores. The report given by KEBS was that 67% of the food we had, to their report, they said that 3% of the food in stock is okay, and 67%, according to their standard, had been downgraded. And they issued warning that we should know that maize that not meet the standards, it is illegal to sell goods that are substandard. That was their conclusion. So, Chairman, the issue here is about standards. It is true KEBS are the custodians of standards, but they work also in collaboration with other institutions. For example, when it comes now to downgrading food, issues of maize and other food related, the authority will rest with the advice KEBS is given by the by the Ministry of Health.